Welcome to my channel. Do you understand English but still feel afraid to speak? Do words disappear when you open your mouth? Today, we will learn why this happens and how to speak English every single day without fear, without pressure, and without feeling stuck. Stay with me because by the end of this lesson, you will know how real English learners become confident speakers, step by step. Chapter 1. Why most people never speak English fluently. Many people ask the same question. Why am I still not fluent? They study grammar for years. They memorize vocabulary. They watch videos. They read books. But when the moment comes to speak, their mind becomes blank. Words disappear. Confidence disappears. Fear takes control. This problem is very common, and the reason is not low intelligence. The reason is not bad memory. The reason is something much simpler. Most people never practice speaking consistently. Many learners believe English fluency comes from knowledge only. They think if they learn enough grammar rules, one day they will suddenly become fluent. But speaking English is not only knowledge. Speaking is a skill. And every skill grows through practice. Think about driving a car. You cannot become a good driver by reading driving books only. You must sit inside the car. You must hold the steering wheel. You must practice again and again. English works the same way. Imagine someone who studies swimming for 3 years. They read books about swimming. They watch swimming videos. They learn every rule about swimming. But they never enter the water. Will they become a swimmer? No. Because knowledge without action changes nothing. Many English learners are doing the same thing. They study the language, but they never truly use it. The brain learns speaking differently from reading. Reading gives information. Listening gives understanding. But speaking trains speed, confidence, and automatic response. When we speak, the brain learns how to organize words quickly. It learns how to react naturally. Without speaking practice, the brain never builds this system. This is why many learners understand English but cannot speak easily. They watch videos and understand everything. They listen to podcasts and feel happy. But during real conversation, they freeze. Why? Because understanding English and producing English are two different skills. One is passive, the other is active. Active skills grow only through use. Another big problem is fear. Fear destroys more English dreams than difficulty. Many beginners are afraid of making mistakes. They think people will laugh at them. They think their pronunciation sounds bad. They think their grammar is too weak. So, they stay silent. They wait for the perfect moment to start speaking. But that perfect moment never comes. The truth is simple. Every fluent speaker once spoke broken English. Every confident speaker once felt nervous. Fluency is not born in comfort. It is built through uncomfortable practice. Mistakes are not proof that you are failing. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. Think about children learning their first language. They make mistakes every day. Their sentences are incomplete. Their pronunciation is unclear. But they continue speaking. Nobody tells them to stay silent until they become perfect. Through repetition, their brain improves naturally. English learners must understand this deeply. Speaking badly is part of learning to speak well. Many learners also compare themselves too much. They watch fluent speakers online and feel discouraged. They think, I can never speak like that. But they forget something important. Fluency is the result of thousands of small speaking moments. Nobody becomes fluent in 1 month. Nobody wakes up one morning speaking perfect English. Fluency grows slowly, sentence by sentence, conversation by conversation. Another reason people fail is overthinking. During conversation, they try to build perfect grammar in their mind before speaking. They translate every sentence from their native language. This creates pressure. Pressure creates hesitation. Hesitation destroys fluency. Real speaking becomes easier when the brain stops chasing perfection and starts focusing on communication. Simple English, spoken confidently, is much more powerful than perfect English hidden inside your mind. Many learners know hundreds of words but never use them. Vocabulary becomes powerful only when it becomes active. Words become natural when they are spoken repeatedly in real situations. This is why daily speaking matters so much. Even small daily practice changes the brain. If you speak English for 10 or 15 minutes every day, your mind slowly becomes faster. Sentences become easier. Fear becomes weaker. Confidence grows naturally. The brain learns through repetition and use. What feels difficult today becomes normal tomorrow. At first, speaking may feel uncomfortable. Your sentences may break. You may pause often. You may forget words. That is normal. Every learner experiences this stage. The important thing is not perfection. The important thing is continuation. The brain improves when you continue speaking despite mistakes. Many people quit too early because they expect fast results. They speak for 1 week and become disappointed. But language learning is like building muscle. 1 day of exercise changes nothing. Consistent practice changes everything. Small daily effort becomes powerful over time. Remember this carefully. Fluency does not begin when your English becomes perfect. Fluency begins the moment you stop being afraid to speak. The person who practices daily always improves. Slowly, yes. Imperfectly, yes. But continuously. And here's one truth that can completely change your mindset. The person who speaks broken English every day improves faster than the person who studies silently for 5 years. Chapter 2. How to start speaking English every day, even if you are a beginner. Many people believe they cannot practice speaking English because they do not have foreign friends. Some people think expensive courses are necessary. Others believe they must learn perfect grammar first. But the truth is much simpler. You do not need any of these things to start speaking English. You only need one thing: a daily system. Most fluent speakers did not begin with perfect conversations. They began with small, simple sentences. Alone, quietly, slowly. English speaking usually starts in private before it becomes public. First, you speak to yourself. Then, your confidence grows. After that, speaking with other people becomes easier. Many beginners wait too long because they think practice only means conversation with native speakers. This idea stops progress. Real speaking practice can begin inside your own room today, right now. The brain does not care if the conversation starts alone. The brain only cares about repetition and use. Speaking English is like training a muscle. If you train a little every day, the muscle becomes stronger. If you never use it, it stays weak. Your speaking ability works the same way. Every sentence you speak trains your brain. Every small practice session builds confidence. So, how can beginners practice daily English at home? The first method is self-talk. This is one of the most powerful speaking exercises for beginners. You simply talk to yourself in English during daily life. When you wake up, describe your morning. When you eat food, describe what you are doing. When you walk somewhere, explain what you see around you. For example, I am making tea. I am opening the window. I feel sleepy today. I need to study English. This food tastes good. I am cleaning my room. These sentences look simple, but they are powerful. Why? Because they train real communication. Many learners waste time memorizing difficult sentences they never use in real life. Real fluency grows from simple daily English repeated many times. Another powerful habit is describing objects around you. Look around your room and speak about what you see. This is my chair. My phone is on the table. The room is quiet. My bag is black. There are books near the window. This exercise trains your brain to think directly in English instead of translating every sentence. At first, your mind may feel slow. That is normal. But slowly, the brain adapts. Simple thoughts begin forming automatically. You can also practice while walking. Walking and speaking together relax the brain. Many learners feel less pressure when their body is moving. You can talk about your plans, your feelings, or your day. Today I want to practice more. I feel nervous, but I will continue. The weather is nice today. I need to buy some food later. Do not worry about mistakes during practice. The goal is flow, not perfection. Many beginners stop after one mistake. This destroys confidence. Keep speaking even when your grammar is imperfect. Communication matters more than perfect sentences. Another excellent habit is repeating useful sentences aloud. Listening silently helps understanding, but speaking aloud changes the brain faster. When you repeat sentences with your voice, your pronunciation improves. Your speaking speed improves. Your confidence improves. This is why passive learning alone is not enough. Watching videos for hours may help you understand English, but fluency requires active use. The brain remembers active language much better than passive language. Speaking forces the brain to work. That work creates growth. Many people think they need long study hours to improve. But consistency matters much more than intensity. Speaking English for 15 minutes every day is far more powerful than studying once a week for 3 hours. Daily repetition creates strong habits. The brain learns faster through regular exposure. Think about brushing your teeth. You do it every day. That is why it becomes automatic. English speaking works the same way. Small daily practice becomes natural over time. At first, practice may feel uncomfortable. You may feel shy speaking alone. You may think, this feels strange. But remember something important. Every fluent English speaker once felt awkward too. Every confident speaker once felt nervous and embarrassed. Confidence did not come first. Practice came first. Confidence came later. Many people believe confident speakers are naturally gifted. That is not true. Most fluent speakers simply practice longer. They continued speaking when it felt uncomfortable. They made mistakes without quitting. Slowly, their fear became smaller. Slowly, English became natural. You must stop waiting to feel ready. Readiness grows through action. The more you speak, the more comfortable your brain becomes. Silence increases fear. Practice reduces fear. Another important point is this. You do not need difficult vocabulary to become fluent. Beginners often try to sound advanced too early. This creates stress and confusion. Real fluency starts with simple, clear English used consistently. Simple English creates strong foundations. Strong foundations create advanced speaking later. So, do not underestimate small sentences. Small sentences spoken daily can completely transform your English over time. And now I want to give you a simple challenge. For the next 7 days, speak English alone for 5 minutes every morning. Just 5 minutes. Talk about your day. Describe your room. Explain your plans. Do not stop because of mistakes. Just continue speaking. At first, it may feel difficult, but after some days, you will notice something surprising. Your mind will begin finding words faster. Your fear will become weaker. Your sentences will become smoother. That is how fluency begins. Not with perfection, not with talent, but with small daily speaking habits repeated again and again. Chapter 3. The biggest speaking mistakes. English learners make most learners not improving because they are practicing the wrong way. This may sound surprising, but it is true. Many people spend years studying English and still feel stuck. They work hard. They watch lessons every day. They buy grammar books. They memorize vocabulary lists. But their speaking confidence stays weak. Why? Because effort alone is not enough. The method also matters. Sometimes learners do not fail because they are lazy. They fail because they repeat the same mistakes again and again without realizing it. And today we're going to understand these mistakes clearly so you can avoid them and improve faster. The first big mistake is waiting for perfect grammar before speaking. This is one of the most common problems among English learners. People think, first, I will master grammar, then I will start speaking. But this creates a dangerous cycle. The more they wait, the more afraid they become. Fear grows inside silence. Look at children learning their first language. They do not study grammar books before speaking. They speak first. They make mistakes. Then slowly, their brain improves naturally through use and correction. Speaking creates improvement. Waiting creates fear. Many beginners know grammar rules very well, but still cannot speak comfortably. Why? Because grammar knowledge alone does not build speaking speed. Speaking speed grows through real speaking practice. The mouth needs training, not only the brain. Another big mistake is translating everything from the native language. This habit slows the mind badly. During conversation, learners first create a sentence in their own language, then try to convert it into English. This process creates hesitation and pressure. By the time they finish translating, the conversation has already moved forward. Real fluency begins when the brain starts thinking directly in simple English. And this process starts small, very small. Simple thoughts like, I am hungry, I feel tired, I need water. This is beautiful, I am going home. These small sentences train the brain to respond naturally in English. At first, direct thinking feels difficult. But with daily practice, the brain slowly adapts. Translation becomes weaker. English becomes faster. The third mistake is memorizing difficult vocabulary instead of learning useful daily English. Many learners want to sound advanced too early. They search for big words, complicated expressions, and difficult phrases. But in real life, fluent speakers mostly use simple language clearly and naturally. Think about daily conversations. Most people do not speak like textbooks. They use practical English. I understand. I do not know. Can you help me? I am busy today. That sounds good. Simple English, spoken confidently, is much more useful than difficult words used awkwardly. Some learners know thousands of rare words, but cannot hold a basic conversation. Why? Because they studied information instead of communication. Useful English should always come before advanced English. The fourth mistake is learning too much, but practicing too little. This problem is very common today. Many learners become addicted to consuming English content. They watch endless videos. They save hundreds of lessons. They take notes every day. But they rarely open their mouth and speak. Knowledge keeps entering the brain, but nothing comes out. This creates a false feeling of progress. Watching English is not the same as using English. Listening helps understanding. Reading helps vocabulary. But speaking practice builds fluency. Some learners spend 5 hours studying and only 5 minutes speaking. This balance must change. If your goal is speaking, then speaking must become part of your daily routine. And now we reach an important turning point. Many people completely misunderstand fluency. They think fluency means speaking very fast like native speakers in movies. But fast speaking is not true fluency. Real fluency means speaking comfortably, clearly, and naturally. You do not need to speak quickly to communicate well. Slow, clear English is powerful. Comfortable English is powerful. Many learners destroy their confidence because they chase speed instead of clarity. Remove this pressure from your mind right now. Fluency is not performance. Fluency is comfort. Another serious problem is stopping after every mistake. Many beginners speak one sentence, notice a small error, then immediately stop. They restart again and again. This breaks the natural flow of speaking. The brain becomes stressed. Stress blocks fluency. During practice, communication matters more than perfection. If you make a small mistake, continue speaking. Do not panic. Do not punish yourself mentally. Keep the conversation moving. Think about driving a car. If you stop the car after every tiny mistake, you never learn smooth driving. Speaking works the same way. Flow matters. Overthinking is one of the biggest enemies of fluency. When the brain becomes too focused on grammar, pronunciation, and perfection at the same time, speaking becomes heavy and stressful. The brain needs flow, not pressure. This does not mean mistakes are unimportant. Correction is useful, but correction should happen calmly after speaking practice, not during every second of conversation. Another important truth is this: your broken English is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you are trying. Never feel ashamed because your English is imperfect. Silence never improves. Practice improves. Every mistake you make is part of progress. Every awkward sentence trains your brain. Every conversation builds experience. The people who become fluent are not the people who avoid mistakes. They are the people who continue despite mistakes. And once we stop fearing mistakes, something powerful begins to happen. Speaking becomes lighter. Confidence grows naturally. English stops feeling like a test and starts feeling like communication. That is the moment real improvement begins. Chapter 4. How to build real confidence in English speaking. Confidence is not something people are born with. Confidence is built sentence by sentence. Many English learners think confident speakers are naturally special. They think some people are simply born fearless, social, and fluent. But this is not true. Confidence is usually built slowly through practice, repetition, and experience. The people who speak English comfortably today were once nervous beginners too. Many learners feel confident when they practice alone. They can speak while watching videos. They can repeat sentences at home. But when another person appears, fear suddenly enters the mind. The heart beats faster. The brain becomes blank. Simple words disappear. This happens because the brain fears judgment. The brain wants safety. When we think people might laugh at us or criticize us, stress increases, and stress blocks natural speaking. This is why many learners speak well alone but struggle in public conversations. The good news is this: confidence can be trained slowly and safely. You do not need to jump immediately into difficult conversations. Real confidence grows step by step. Small, safe practice helps the brain relax. And when the brain relaxes, speaking becomes easier. One powerful method is recording your voice. Many learners avoid hearing themselves speak English because they feel uncomfortable. But voice recording is one of the best confidence exercises. At first, your pronunciation may sound strange to you. That is normal. After some time, you begin noticing improvement. Your speaking becomes clearer. Your fear becomes smaller. Another powerful exercise is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to simple English and repeating immediately after the speaker. This improves pronunciation, rhythm, and speaking flow. It also trains the mouth to move naturally in English. For example, you listen to, Today is a beautiful day. Then you repeat, today is a beautiful day, again and again. This repetition may feel simple, but it changes the brain slowly. The brain learns patterns through repeated exposure. Speaking in front of a mirror is another useful habit. Many people feel shy looking at themselves while speaking English, but this exercise helps reduce nervousness. It trains eye contact and self-awareness. Slowly, the brain becomes more comfortable expressing thoughts aloud. Reading aloud daily also helps build confidence. When you read silently, your brain recognizes English. But when you read aloud, your speaking muscles become active. Pronunciation improves, sentence flow improves, confidence improves. The important thing is consistency. Small daily practice is more powerful than rare intense practice. Confidence grows through repetition, not pressure. And repetition has another powerful effect. When learners repeat useful phrases many times, the brain begins responding automatically. English stops feeling foreign. It starts feeling familiar. This is exactly how language becomes natural. Think about daily phrases like, "How are you?" "I understand." "I'm a little tired." "What do you mean?" "Can you repeat that?" "I agree with you." "I need some help." When these phrases are repeated many times, the brain no longer struggles to create them. They become automatic responses. This automatic response is one of the foundations of fluency. Many beginners make the mistake of practicing difficult English too early, but confidence grows faster through useful, repeated daily English. Simple phrases create strong speaking foundations. Another important truth is this: you do not need to sound like a native speaker to speak confidently. This fear stops many learners. They believe their accent makes them weak. They compare themselves to actors, YouTubers, or native speakers online. But English is a global language. Millions of successful people around the world speak English with accents. Accent is normal. Clear communication matters much more than sounding native. If people understand your message, your English is already working. Fluency is not about copying someone else's voice. It is about expressing your thoughts clearly and comfortably. Do not waste your energy hating your accent. Use your energy practicing communication. Another important part of confidence is patience. Many learners become frustrated because improvement feels slow. Some days speaking feels easy. Other days the brain feels tired and confused. This is normal. Language learning is not a straight line. Some days feel strong, some days feel difficult. The important thing is not daily perfection. The important thing is daily continuation. Every small conversation strengthens the brain. Every speaking attempt creates experience. Even difficult speaking moments help growth. The brain learns through struggle too. Think about the first time you tried riding a bicycle. You probably felt unstable. Maybe you failed many times, but slowly, balance became natural. English speaking works the same way. The brain needs time to build comfort and speed. Do not rush your progress. Confidence built slowly becomes strong confidence. Many people quit just before improvement begins. They practice for a short time, feel disappointed, then stop completely. But real fluency rewards consistency. Small daily effort becomes powerful over months and years. And one day, something surprising happens. You begin speaking English naturally without thinking too much. You answer questions faster. You stop translating every sentence. You understand more easily. Conversations feel lighter, and suddenly, you remember the days when even one sentence felt difficult. That moment is possible for you too. Before we finish, remember this. Nobody becomes fluent by staying silent. English grows when you use it every day. Speak even when you make mistakes. Speak even when you feel nervous. Small daily practice can completely change your confidence and your future. If this lesson helped you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments, "I will speak English every day." Your journey starts today. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and I will see you in the next lesson.